What is going on? The catch. Fam, hope everyone out there is doing phenomenal tonight. Hope everyone had a great weekend and a great Sunday. Hope you guys are ready for another live 2024 fantasy football mock draft here at the catch with you guys. With the catch fam hopping into a full PPR 12 team subscriber mock draft tonight. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end, 2 flex, 5 bench spots. It's that time of year, baby. We need to get these just pumped out. Everyone ready for the end of August, beginning of September, middle of August, whenever you guys are actually drafting. We're going to be prepared. Guarantee it. We got 1 spot left, the 1.7 at the moment. Looks like it's open. Or maybe, I think J-Dubs may just took that. So,
nope. Meal.
Oh, a meal.
There you go.
There's a couple spots tonight. I think we're a little contested there. So, anyways, we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna talk some fantasy football. We're gonna start this mock draft in just a second. Pete's in the house. What's up, Pete?
Not much. Hanging out. Cooked my dad some ribs today for his birthday. Shout out the old man. Trying to make Alabama great again on NCAA football. It's 2031. They've been terrible for the last 3 seasons, and they requested my expert services, like you all request my expert services in fantasy. And we got the first video of training camp. I know you saw it. Everybody's all in on this. Xavier Worthy, 60-yard touchdown from Mahomes. Let's get it.
I'm so happy you said that because I don't think you were able to see the thumbnail. Yeah.
Is it Xavier Worthy?
Yes, because I talked about this for the past couple of weeks, right? Like someone's going to catch a football, someone's going to make a play, and then their ADP will move up. And I'm telling you, for sure, Xavier Worthy's ADP, he's going to start to get drafted before Hollywood Brown. And not in every draft, but it will happen. It absolutely will happen. I promise you. So, Xavier Worthy, let us know how you guys feel.
It was an absolute dot from Mahomes, but he couldn't underthrow him. Like he just threw it, and he no problem running underneath that ball. So
well,
I did laugh though. I saw it. I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. We've been calling it.
No, and I mean, you know that Kadarius Toney or MVS would have dropped that. Would have not made that play. That's the most important thing here. So yeah, the hype train's gonna be crazy on this one, but you have to expect that too. Like I don't dislike Xavier Worthy in fantasy at all. You know, I think I've said all offseason long, the upside is here, right? But it's just the training camp effect will continue to be in full swing. But that's what we want. Gives you that little feel of football. You see Mahomes make a great throw. You see a wide receiver make a great play for Mahomes. This is what we want, right? We just want to get as close to game day as possible. So
we'll take any play from a Mahomes receiver.
Sure. I think you're going to get a lot of them this year, though. Once Rice is back, especially. But I mean, right now on Sleeper, Xavier Worthy's ADP is 76.4. Hollywood Brown's ADP is 77.5. Then Rashee Rice now in Sleeper 70.4. So this is what I'm going to do for the night. I'm going to make the poll. Who you drafting? As usual. Hit the like button, guys. And then we're going to put every Chiefs wide receiver. Xavier Worthy. Rice. Or Hollywood. Boom. All right. I decided to go running back at the 1-5. Just to switch it up. So let's see what happens.
Bijan, he's coming. He's flying up them boards.
Yeah, I can go Bijan or Brees. I can go Chase there. I think you can go JJ. JJ falls to you at 1-8.
Don't look at my team at the 1-8 right now. It's yeah, that's a problem.
We both start RB wide receiver. So I filmed my top 32 players today. Put that out this week. And man, it really does get tough when you're truly ranking guys. And there's a couple, I think, surprises in that video. Nothing too crazy, but 1 or 2 surprises, maybe 3, 4, depending on where you like players. But I'll tell you that top tier wide receiver, it's just
Yeah,
neck and neck. And
yeah.
that those 2 running backs, Bijan and Brees, and I still think an argument for Gibbs. Like those guys are just neck and neck. I just still continue. I've been saying it all off season long. Like the first round is just absolutely loaded this year. I don't think you can make a wrong selection. And then the first couple picks of the second round, I don't think you can really go wrong with any player. And a lot of people kind of down on the second round this year, but I think the second round overall is really strong. I don't know. I've also done like dozens of drafts already this year, so maybe I'm just like used to it, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of value out there, arguably even going in the third round. Expanded Brotherhood, hello. Thank you for joining tonight. Emil, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Taylor says, Worthy's for sale. Catch Fam Dynasty League 2. Just saying. This might be the peak of selling Xavier Worthy. Who knows? We'll find out. Hopefully he does a lot more in his career during the regular season. This is not his peak, but yeah, I mean, and this is a good point in Dynasty. Like, we're going to see mock drafts, underdog drafts affected by training camp, but this also is a good time. Like, if you're buying, selling in Dynasty, these things will impact your trades as well. Emil says, not buying the hype, still Kelsey's offense. Sure. I mean, but Kelsey existed just fine when Tyreek Hill was balling out in this offense. He was still tight end 1 or tight end 2 every season that, Tyreek Hill had those monster years. So I'm not saying Xavier Worthy is going to be Tyreek Hill, but I think the combination of Hollywood, Rice, and Xavier Worthy is still going to be very good, and Kelsey will be just fine. So we shall see. But for me personally, I'm still drafting Hollywood Brown or Rice before Worthy. Call me crazy.
Not crazy at all.
And I like Worthy a lot. I'm still getting exposure to him, but I think a full year in that system already for Rashee Rice is super valuable. And then just being a more veteran-esque player who can figure out this system quicker and just know what it's like to play in the NFL for Hollywood's very valuable. This is a tough system for rookies.
Rashee Rice, I mean, it took him a couple of weeks to pick that thing up. Yeah. I mean, I would say it took most of the season to pick it back up.
Honestly. It's still taking Sky Moore.
All right, let's go here. I'm okay with this.
Poor Sky Moore.
Yeah, tough. Bust. He's officially a bust at this point.
I thought he was going to be good. I really did.
I think, dude, small conference players, it's always a risk. And you take small conference players.
It is. He didn't he score in the Super Bowl? Not that
he did on the broken whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
It was like the wrong call. It was the wrong call, right, and they was backwards, and he ran the wrong route.
Kadarius Toney also scored in that Super Bowl, so
everyone almost scored twice. Kadarius Toney also had the longest punt return in Super Bowl history in that Super Bowl.
Yeah. Everyone, that was like the Kadarius Toney game.
That was the Kadarius Toney game, and it won them the game.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out because what is this? It's not what I want. All right. So the year that Sky Moore was drafted, I'm just trying to look at players that the Chiefs could have drafted instead. And yeah, this is what I was thinking. Christian Watson goes to the Packers, pick 34, but they took Sky Moore pretty late. He was a second round pick. They went 2 defenders in the first.
The Vikings gave the Packers Christian Watson. They traded back with them.
Oh, that's right.
Fun times.
So really, I was just wondering, I couldn't remember if Watson went after, but he went quite before.
Yeah, they traded up to get him.
That's right. So really, There wasn't much here. Jalen Tolbert. Wow.
Oof.
David Bell, like, yeah. Danny Gray. None of these guys were good. But Romeo Dobbs.
There you go.
Could drafted Dobbs.
Could have drafted. I think, but everyone like had Sky. Like Sky Moore was a
Sure.
relatively highly
He was.
touted guy coming out in that draft. Everyone was kind of like, "Ooh, I like Sky Moore a lot."
Khalil Shakir. It was a pretty decent running back draft, actually, at least by the small sample we have. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing like a super late round guy. He's like
That's
obvious.
it, but it's like okay.
But they wouldn't have drafted one of these players.
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. You have to be realistic on the pick.
Sure. So
I'm gonna be honest. Most people were like, "Oh yeah, Sky Moore. Wow, he went to the Chiefs. That's a great pick." I don't think there was much like, "Wow, what are you doing?" Unlike the Vikings in that draft, who traded back when Kyle Hamilton was on the board to draft another safety who's not going to make the team this year.
And sorry, let me make this pick. Keep getting like I went Tank Dell 4.8, which made me feel weird because I already had Collins.
Mm-hmm.
I want to switch. I'm going to go Keenan Allen tonight.
Wow,
But
you hate Keenan Allen.
Me?
Okay.
I don't hate him.
You would have went Kenneth Walker there at 4.8, right? Instead of Tank if he was there.
No, I wanted to go 4 wide receivers after going one running back. Just
okay.
Testing out. Seeing what happens. Hero RB, yeah.
What am I gonna do here? I could go with my guy. I could go with my other guy. I'm gonna go with my other guy.
Man,
could have went with Aaron Jones there, but I don't trust my football team. I can't double Viking.
McLaurin's good. I almost went McLaurin.
I can't double Viking. I would have went Aaron Jones there. I can't double Viking. That's too much Vikings for me. If you guys know me,
juju.
That's too much. I can't have that many Vikings on my team.
Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams in that draft. Then Jahan Dotson. Man, Washington traded back with Atlanta too to go. I end up going Dotson over London.
I like Dotson coming out too.
I did too. I still believe in Dotson. Here's the Titans go Treylon Burks after trading AJ Brown.
Dude, Treylon Burks was good until he got that. He took that cheap shot on that touchdown, and he has not been the same since he ended his season. He took a hit to the head. It was a massive cheap shot on a touchdown grab, and he has never been the same. Never been the same.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's had a tough time staying healthy. And he really was a very similar comp to AJ Brown.
Mm-hmm.
But man, this was a good running back draft. Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker. The way I have to look at this is super annoying. Also, George Pickens won this draft, which I forgot about. James Cook. Like I would draft this whole team as my fantasy team at running back. Rashad White, Brian Robinson Jr., Damian Pierce. Literally, I think I've drafted this Zamir White. Couple Isaiah Spiller, Pierre Strong.
Isaiah Spiller, my man at A&M. Let's go.
Hassan Haskins.
Kadewamu, the best returner. That's the 20. What draft are we in? That's the 21.
Dang, I wanted Hollywood Brown here, man.
23 draft.
I'm going in at wide receiver tonight. I almost went Xavier Worthy just in honor of the
thumbnail. Yeah.
Tyler Algier, Jerome Ford, Kyron Williams. This was a loaded. I mean, this is a small sample size here, but man, the Patriots had a bad draft. They also drafted Kevin Harris.
Yeah, the Patriots suck at drafting. That's why they fired Bill Belichick.
No. Tyler Batty, Keontae Ingram. We're getting pretty late here. I just want to make sure I don't miss anyone. But this was a loaded running back class.
It really was.
Like, still a small sample size for a lot of these guys, but these are all guys who you're drafting this year in fantasy football.
There's a lot of like from the 5th round up: Ty Chandler, Kyron Williams, Jerome Ford, Tyler Algier, Zamir White, Damian Pierce, Brian Robinson, Rashad White, James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Brees Hall. All those guys are getting drafted.
Crazy.
Now, quarterback, on the other hand, in this draft.
Yeah, quarterback was awful.
Pretty. Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder.
Steelers were like, we found our guy. Poor Kenny. I was rooting for Kenny. I was.
Well, I would have. I mean, he was like
Eagle guy.
27. He was 27 when he came out of college or something like that. He was like a 5th year, 6 years COVID senior, and he never started till his 6th year. I was like, yeah, that guy's going to be good, I'm sure.
Poor Kenny. All right, I gotta go. I'm just
you gotta go running back.
I'm drafting an underdog team over here. Sorry. Anyone who wanted wide receivers tonight? I'll go Tony Pollard. I feel like I need.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tony Pollard. There's your guy.
J-Dubs, thank you for gifting a 1-month membership. Goes to Emil. Enjoy that. What's up, J-Dubs?
Now, I, on the other hand, will be getting very ready to draft this certain player.
You feel nervous? You sound nervous.
I want to make sure he's on the board before I draft this player, because then I can say I will draft the person on the cover of the episode.
Nice. Nice. I like that. Good fill for your team. Wide receiver 4. I almost took him at 6'8" just because.
I was nervous. You know how I've been on the show long enough to know if you say the person's name that you want to draft, they will be drafted directly in front of you, especially if it's an underdog draft.
This is true. I sometimes curse myself. Feels like on purpose. All right, Emil asked thoughts on the Javonte situation in Denver. I haven't really been worried about it personally, but maybe I should be. I don't know. Like, this is what we got a day ago, right? So I'm going to hope this part isn't true. Javonte Williams could be battling for roster spot with Samaje Perine, which we've heard so many different things about this Broncos backfield that I'm not going to read too much into this, but I've also been kind of on record, like, being a fan of Javonte, not being worried about him moving into the year. And now we have some reason to kind of look at things and be like, this might be a bad situation for people who've been drafting Javonte Williams in best ball tournaments, for example, right? So Jaleel McLaughlin is a guy who's going to make the roster according to all reports. And then rookie Audric Estime is going to make the roster. They want to use him for kind of his specific skill set, right? Which he almost was going to start on the PUP list, right? And then was able to avoid that. So it is what feels like kind of a shaky situation. And kind of the feeling was that Samaje Perine would be the guy to get cut because he's the most veteran-esque out of these guys. But and he's kind of like he's more of a cap casualty, right?
I have to look at I'll look at their contracts. Yeah, that's literally what I was going to.
It would create about $3 million in cap space according to Sleeper, and he wasn't that bad that last year. Like
he's only one. It would create $3 million in cap space if they cut Perine. Yeah. Whereas
Javonte's still got to go on his rookie, right?
Yeah, but I don't know what round was Javonte drafted in.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, I don't know if it's here we go.
Second, third, fourth.
It just matters on like the fully guaranteed.
It does. So, yeah.
No, they would save about $1 million if they cut. Him almost $2 million actually.
Yeah. So it's like $1 million, a lot of money for me or you. For an NFL team, that's not that big of a difference if they have a better feel about Perine in the system. And it's Sean Payton. Like I He doesn't care. He'll cut anyone, right? Look what he did to Russell Wilson last year when they were like almost in position to make the playoffs. And Wilson honestly wasn't even playing that bad. But another story, Javonte, obviously, 2 years coming off of a major injury. This could happen, I guess.
You have to look at the locker room stuff. Like Sean Payton's going to lose that damn locker room if he keeps cutting these people that people like. Because I can't imagine Javonte's a dislike guy in that
he's
locker
gonna
room.
start making people like me who've been drafting Javonte Williams all off season angry. I'll go Jerome Ford here. Thanks for sniping me, cats. But yeah, chat, let us know what you guys think, because I still think, if Javonte gets cut, he's going to get signed somewhere. But then, like, is he in position to get touches, or does he become one of these running backs that like fades away? Like, because how many? I mean,
a lot. Yeah, like there's a million running backs that just disappear and their career's over.
But also, it's like how many? Like, there's plenty of teams that would sign a running back right now for sure. But how many teams are in like super needy? I don't know. There's any team right now. I mean, training camp just started, so. But yeah, this is a weird situation, and we're going off of one report is the important thing to remember, right? Like, I do think we'll see Javonte Williams ADP fall back a couple spots, but this was reported from Troy Rennick, the Denver Post. So this is a report, and it's also claiming that he struggled to return from injury last year. When he wasn't fantastic last year, but this offense was also really down, and none of the running backs on this team were like fantastic by any stretch last year. So it's a good topic, a good question. Let us know what you guys think, chat. Taylor says 0 quarterbacks off the board through first 4 rounds. I mean, you guys know how we do over here. I mean, Allen goes at the 5-1 tonight. We were all in on skill position players. And yeah, I didn't even realize that I took 2 Texans and 2 Bears wide receivers. So usually I'm probably like maybe going Higgins or Kirk over Dell, and then going McLaurin or Godwin over Allen. But hey, I'm all in on the Bears and Texans tonight, apparently. Cat says, I'm sorry, but Burks was never good. Can't believe people were so hyped about him as a prospect. Cats, I feel like you were a Burks fan. You're trying to cover it. Yeah, this is fair, I guess. Burks, like, is he being drafted? No, his ADP is 284.9. I guess that makes sense with Ridley there, D-Hop there, and now Tyler Boyd there. But I do agree, at least with Pete, that hit from the Eagles was a beginning of...
It's just like the end. He's never been the same. He was having a really good rookie campaign, and now he's like, yeah, where was he last year?
Dude, I was on the clock, and I almost drafted Treylon Burks.
I'm pulling... Oh, hold on. Yeah, okay. We're pulling up the Burks stats over here.
I still think Monty gets traded to RB needy team. No way. No way. Like the Raiders or Cowboys. I think this will not happen. But in terms of running, like maybe like Roshan Johnson. That's like the only player that I can think of right now off the top of my head. There's no way. I think Monty is super vital to the Lions' offensive game plan week in and week out. There's no way I could see that happening. We lost a team at Team 9. I'll keep an eye on Team 9. They got 2 tight ends.
Okay. He had 8 catches. He had 7 catches for 111 yards, and then he had 4 catches for 70 yards, and then he was 1 catch, 25 yards, and a touchdown before he got brain smashed in by the Eagles.
Yeah, he was on a good stretch that season too. I remember it.
Yeah, it was week 10.
Yeah.
And he got hurt. He got hurt early in the season, so he was having a good stretch there. And
I
then
remember this because I remember getting a lot of questions about Traylon Burks. What I do know, Cats, is that if Trevor Lawrence was throwing to him, he would be much better. All right, Javonte report reads more like speculation based off projected roster spots rather than based on a camp/OTA performance. Math wise, it literally comes down to Pirine or Javonte. Article about Javonte was definitely speculation, zero quotes or sources in the article, just typical offseason nonsense. So, yeah, like I said during that rant, right? It's one offseason article, it's one source. Tread lightly. But yeah, I do think it does make sense, right? That just 3 running backs are going to make it. But I've said all offseason long that I think the guy most likely to get cut is Pirine. So we shall see. I mean, I'm the only source that matters, so my speculation is the only speculation that matters. Khalil Herbert, Damon Pierce could get traded. 0% chance Monty's moved. Yeah, I think he's also probably a pretty like he fits the culture, locker room guy. I don't really see that move happening. I don't know what his contract's like, but I think he's got at least 2 years left. Pull it up here. Yeah, he's got 2 years left. So, I don't see it happening. I also get really triggered by David Montgomery hate. But we'll see. And also, I don't think the Raiders are running back needy. I think they're going to just ride Zamir White into the dirt and dust. I mean, when you look at Zamir White when he became like the quote unquote workhorse running back last year. Sorry, I'm also trying to make sure Team 9 doesn't end up with like, okay, he gets Xavier Leggett. Okay. But Zamir White, when he became the guy last year, double-digit fantasy points every game, week 15 through 18. They're going to view him as a workhorse running back, which is why he's such a good value where he goes and drafts and mock drafts right now. What was the other team? Dallas. I don't think Dallas is going to trade for a running back either. I think they're just going to roll with Dowdle and Zeke, and Jerry Jones is just going to sit back and watch a dumpster fire. And I think Zeke will have moments this year, and I think Dowdle could have moments this year, but I have a weird feeling that Steven and Jerry Jones they're in a spot where they want to point the finger at Dak and Mike McCarthy and say they need to start over and that the team wasn't. I don't know, man. We've talked about the Cowboys. They're so weird, dude.
The problem is Jerry Jones is 81 years old.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to convince that man to hit the full reset button over there when, things are staring him in the face.
Yeah, but what else is if they weren't willing to, they're such a weird organization, Do they even really care about winning? Like, I don't know if they do.
They don't. I don't know if
but they act like they do.
It's all about the brand. The brand
is
brand's king.
So I don't know, because it's like, why do you wait so long to pay? Like they could have already had the deal with Dak done with, right? And it would have cost them way less. They could have got the deal done with Lamb already, and they're gonna wait to pay Micah Parsons. So I just don't know. I'm not an NFL owner or GM or anything like that, but does anyone feel bad? Are there any Cowboys fans in here? I don't think anyone else. I feel like Cowboys fans don't even feel bad, right?
Cowboy fans feel bad, but it's like they don't care. They feel bad in quotation marks.
They still have
Yeah.
what 5 Super Bowl rings? Like they're
Most of them, most Cowboy fans were alive for 0 of those Super Bowl rings.
Sure.
Let's be real. It's been almost 30 years.
This is true. Smokey, good to see you, bro. Debo or Waddle, they are very close for me. Very close. In my rankings, top 32. I'm gonna double check, but I think they were literally back
To back. Ooh.
back to back. Let me see here.
I'd lean Debo
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
Brandon Ayuk being a
got
fool.
Debo at 20, Waddle at 21.
Spoiler alert.
These were two of the best offenses in the league last year in terms of points scored, and they're as long as no one major gets injured, they're going to be two of the best offenses this year too. Spoiler, I got Ayuk at 22 as well, but literally neck and neck. Vibes are all off of Dallas. I'm a bit scared of investing in that offense like it's a top 5 offense. This is fair. I think Lamb's going to be fine fantasy wise. I think Ferguson will be fine. I still think you're going to get a lot of desperation games out of this offense, and I do think Dak will be okay. I think Dak's going to throw for like at least 3,500 yards. I don't think he's going to make a tremendous amount of mistakes. I think he's going to be playing from behind, and I think he's going to throw at least 30 touchdowns. Like I think Dak will be fine. Lamb will be fine. Ferguson will be good. Cooks will even have spike weeks. And like I said, every now Zeke and Dowdle will be guys that do things.
Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, even Zeke last year on the crusty Patriots was a league winner in fantasy football. Literally, I mean, he had some games there at the end. 21 fantasy points in week 16, 11 and a half in week 17, 27 in week 14, 13 in week 13. Like, he somehow made it work, but it's just like, is he a true workhorse running back? I've always been a Zeke supporter. I've always liked Zeke, but I think at this point, it's just like, yeah, we're not getting classic Zeke anymore. Treads off the tires, but
I know too much about his extracurricular activities to support Zeke.
yeah, I mean, that might be fair. All right. Team reviews. Enough Cowboys slander here. Emil, what we do tonight, man? We got Lamar at quarterback. Say no more. Laporta at tight end. Say no more. Kind of a zero RB approach. First running back in the 6. Najee, Singletary, Zeke, McLaughlin, Herbert, Foreman. Fine. Brown, Pittman, Flowers, Ladd, Myers. Wide receivers are fine. I do think one thing to consider, even if you go 0 running back, it doesn't mean you have to like desperation draft RBs at the end. You can still fill in one more wide receiver there if you want. But if you want to just load up a running back, that's okay too. So you're starting Lamar and Laporta, Brown and Pittman, Harris, Singletary, flexing Flowers, double flex league. I think you're probably flexing Myers to start. But Ladd McConkey, definitely a guy full PPR who can come in there as well and be a viable starter. So team's fine. You just don't have a ton of upside at running back. I also went 0 running back, so maybe you like the running backs that you took over the guys that I took. Some of these late round running backs, there's certainly plenty of room of debate. I guess I didn't go late round. I went hero RB, so I at least have Bijan there. So a little bit different, but I think Harris, Singletary is safe enough floor. Just the ceiling's limited. The rest of the team looks quite good though. Taylor, what we do tonight? Tamone, Richardson, and Daniels. Whew. Talk about some rushing upside.
Glass cannons. That's what we're going to refer to that as, the glass cannon approach.
One of them will stay healthy. I mean, what are the odds they both get?
Probably like 33%. I would say it's a 50-50 proposition on each.
This is not the first time we've seen this team.
No, I mean it's the glass cannon approach. Like
I'm
it
telling
will
you, though,
destroy people, but it's very fragile.
if I was in enough Superflex leagues this year, I would target this on purpose just to see what would happen. Or even like a Lamar Daniels, Kyler Daniels, just to see like how it could turn out. But
Can we rush for 1,500 or 1,800 yards with a quarterback?
Andrews at tight end. Mixon, Monty, Corum, Kendra Miller, Marshawn Lloyd, Gary Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Metcalf, Adunze, Dobbs. So you're starting A-Rich, Andrews, Mixon, Monty, Wilson, Harrison, Metcalf. Then probably flexing Dobbs to start, but Adunze. Probably Corum could both be guys that you could fill in there. Also, Daniels was your last pick, like after you filled out even at RB. So like I'm not too down on that. If it's the final pick of your draft, then and I'm not against Richardson or Daniels, but if you're gonna go double running or double quarterback, feels better to get a guy maybe stands in the pocket as your QB2. But hey, I'm all for the upside too. Why not? So yeah, team looks fine. Second flex might have some different players, but Adunze and Corum fine on the bench to fill in, I think. So good team. Mike, what's up, man? How we doing? Late round QB gets Purdy, and Goff. Tight end, we got Njoku and McBride. You're good at both positions. Running backs, Jacobs, Walker, B-Rob. That's it. Fair enough. Ideally, you probably want at least 4, but I've seen Mike draft some of the weirdest teams ever and like have a lot of success. So Chase, London, Hollywood, JSN was a really nice run for getting your tight end 1 and your RB1 and RB2 through 7 rounds. 4 very good wide receivers there. Curtis Samuel worth the 9th round and Brandon Cooks worth the 11th round selection. So it's a good little team. Starting Purdy or Goff and McBride. Jacobs and Walker, Chase, London, Hollywood, JSN. And I think you got 4 guys, including Njoku, with Brian Robinson, Curtis Samuel, Njoku, and Cooks, who can all fill in at the flex. So this is a solid team. And you got a backup quarterback. So good looking squad. Cats gets Trevor Lawrence in the 13th. We got to keep count now. How many streams?
It's every track. It's just every stream. Just everyone. Count the streams and it's everyone.
We need to start keeping track. Ingram at tight end, even better. A-Chain, Moss, Warren, Gus the Bus, and Dowdle. Kind of a hero RB approach here. Good enough for running back room. St. Brown, Waddle, Higgins, Pickens was a nice run at wide receiver. And then Wicks and Dotson as late round guys. Yeah, this is a good team. Starting T-Law, Ingram, A-Chain and Moss, A-Chain and Gus the Bus, A-Chain and Warren, whoever. St. Brown, Waddle, Higgins, Pickens. 2 good wide receivers on the bench. Some RB depth on the bench. That's another really good squad. Mr. Bakes a lot. Good to see you. Hello. Thanks for joining. Emil says, Taylor loves Andrews. Gonna go get your guys. Emil, thank you for drafting tonight. Always appreciate you. All right, let's roast Pete's team.
This is a great team. This is not a good team. This is a great team.
Stroud at QB. I know you're happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Goddard, fine. Barkley, Pacheco, Connor, Chuba, Jalen Wright, Roshan Johnson, JJ Diggs, McLaurin, Worthy, JMO. Whew. Talk about the upside there. Beautiful. So starting Stroud, Goddard, Barkley, Pacheco, JJ Diggs, McLaurin. Then that last flex, you got options. JMO, Worthy, Connor. And I'm going to argue even Chuba. Get some running back depth there on the bench. Good team. I may have taken one wide receiver over Wright or Roshan personally, but it's fine.
I felt so comfortable with JMO as my I have 5 wide receivers that I can plug and play.
Yeah.
at any spot there.
Great. I mean, Worthy and JMO in the second flex. Tons of upside right there.
JJ at 1.8 and Barkley at 2.5 felt like holy crap.
Yeah. That start was great. Then I think Pacheco in the third as well is super nice. Pacheco, I think in my personal rankings, Pacheco is ahead of ETN and Jacobs for me. So I just think Pacheco's gonna have a great year. Yeah, Diggs, McLaurin were good values where he got them. He had to go out and get the thumbnail man himself.
Had to.
Stroud in the eighth is great. I mean, once again, we are light at quarterback in these mocks lately, but as long as they go in order, I don't care, or close to order. And you're going to see Stroud either go before Anthony Richardson or right after, but probably not in the eighth once we get in the middle of August. But you're also not going to see Allen, Hurts, Lamar, Mahomes all in the fifth. I mean,
be prepared; those will all be gone by the third round.
Maybe not all, but most.
But most, yeah.
Or at least, like, I think
be prepared for your family draft where Allen, Mahomes, and Lamar are gone within the first 3 rounds.
Sure.
Just be prepared for that.
That's fair. All right. I don't know what I did tonight. I went hero running back, late round QB, late round tight end, Jordan Love, Dalton Schultz. I'm good at those guys.
Yeah.
Bijan, Pollard, Eckler, Ford, Charbonnet is fine at running back. And actually, I mean, this team is fine, right? Collins, Moore, Dell, Allen, Reed, Pearsall. The only mistake really with this team is I probably don't want to go double wide receiver on 2 different teams. Like, I just want different exposure. I mean, I think Dell and Allen are going to have good years, and Collins and Moore are going to have good years, but probably want to go Higgins or Kirk over Dell in this circumstance, or McLaurin, Godwin, or Rice over Allen, or even Hollywood.
You could have spiced up and went a tight end over Allen there with
That's
Kincaid,
true.
Andrews, and McBride still available.
It's true. I just wanted to go hero RB and then draft aggressively a wide receiver and see what would happen. And I'm actually quite okay with this team. Like, Bijan is an RB1, then I think Pollard, Eckler, Ford can all fill in as RB2. And then Charb's a great handcuff to have. I could see an argument like Pollard's got Spears, Eckler's got Brian Robinson, Ford. Looks like he's going to start the season as a guy. Is he going to last? Is Chubb going to come back? But I think that's the whole point of hero RB, right? Is if you have a guy like Bijan or Hall or C-Mac or Taylor, Gibbs, whoever, right? You get all your upside from your RB1. So I got Ricky Pearsall on this team. Don't forget about him. So, good enough squad. I'll take it. But I probably would have switched up these wide receivers if we were having a good talk. Is really what happened. So we were really excited about Xavier Worthy. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there's another mock draft down for you guys. Thank you guys for mocking tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out, talking some fantasy. We'll be back on throughout the week. Be streaming plenty. We'll have videos coming out. We'll have shorts coming out. All kinds of content for you guys. So stay posted. Watch the videos. Leave us comments. Hit the like. Stay posted on Discord. You'll know when I'm going live doing underdog drafts or we're going live doing mock drafts, whatever it may be. And all the content links will be on Discord as well. So, Pete, I'll let you say bye, and we'll scoot on out of here.
All right. Yeah, watch the content, y'all. 2 videos over the last few days. Shorts coming out Monday, Wednesday, Friday now as we're rolling into the season. We're having a ton of mock drafts, a ton of rankings videos coming out at all positions. So, yeah, just keep following. Great to see y'all as always. We're here. Camp's here. Everybody's here. Football is back. Let's go.
And Cats, all I'm going to say is that was a great outro, Pete. Great outro. Football's here, baby. Ford only had single-digit performances 6 times last year. So, and actually, he had a nose for the end zone. It felt like at times he scored 9 total touchdowns last year, but he scored them against pretty good, like Tennessee, good run defense.
And there's no
And
Kareem Hunt to like super poach because Kareem Hunt super poached last year.
he did. The numbers would have been way better if Kareem Hunt wasn't around. He was getting a lot of goal line work. So, and I think Foreman can still get goal line work if Ford and Foreman start as the guys. But yeah, I think if anything, Ford is maybe not an upside pick, but more of a consistency type guy that you're getting much later. And yeah, I guess it was a more run heavy offense, but like I don't think Watson's necessarily going to be slinging it this year. So plus, like you're getting a guy in the ninth round tonight. Like you're getting him late. So it's like an RB4, RB5. I think he's a really good pick for that reason. Gavin, good to see you, man. Sorry you are catching us at the very end of the stream, literally. So, Gavin, thank you for joining. We'll be back on throughout the week. All right. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fan. Talk to you guys soon. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And